Welcome back to my channel, and today I have something very special. I've just returned back from my very first Touratech Rally, and I have to be honest, there is far too much to do and see. I was really fortunate because I got to go with my good friend Craig, who I've ridden with all across the United States. We always have a great time, and this time I got to ride with him and his son, Nick. We had 3 amazing ride days, and like I said, there is far too much to see and do. But here's what you should be prepared for. You should be prepared to meet awesome bikers from all over Washington and beyond. Be prepared to talk bikes non-stop. Talk about rides and other ADV rides people have been on, all their favorite places to go. Ride amazing tracks from Touratech. This is the highlight of the Touratech Rally for myself, Craig, and Nick, our very first foray into the Touratech Rally. We had 3 amazing ride days. One day where you ride to the ride, you get everything set up. The next morning you head out on a ride, come back in the evening, have a little fire, chill out, get cleaned up, take a shower in some bone-chilling water. The next morning, you just repeat. Go out for another ride, enjoy all the amazing tracks that Touratech have brought to you and given away for free, of course, with the purchase of your ticket. And there's so much more to do. There are skills courses, there are ADV presenters, there are vendors, there are challenge competitions. There is so much, there is no way that you can do it all. And here at this rally, I've actually filmed our ride on both days, and we talk about what we enjoyed and what we found challenging and why we liked the certain rides that we did. But we didn't even have a chance to take any of the skills courses. We didn't have a chance to do any of the challenge competitions. By the time we get back, get cleaned up, have a bite to eat, it was time to just go and chill by the fire and talk about the day's rides. So with that, I'd like to introduce the Touratech Rally 2022 ADV on.
I think we're blessed this weekend with perfect weather. I'm sweet. I melt in the heat. I was started out, looked good, and then Brad picked up a little rivet.
Off to a good start on the Touratech Rally. Got a nice little flat. Found a spot right on the side of the road. But this is what we got so far. So we got the plug in. This is what I got. Looks like a big rivet. And got Craigster here, and we're gonna use one of those CO2 cartridges to try to put some air back in this tire. I'm down to about 20 psi. Whoa, butterfly. But hopefully get up to like 30 with one of these cartridges, and that'll leave me 2 more. Here we go. I can feel it going in.
Oh, okay.
It's getting cold.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Let's try. Oh, yeah.
So it's actually going in.
So you just back off it a little bit, huh?
Feels hard. Normally you would ream the hole, but I wanted to keep as much of the air in the tire as possible. So I just did a hot swap with that rivet, pulled it out, and shoved this guy in as fast as I could, and it went pretty quick.
It's all about reaming and hot swap.
Hot swap.
Brad's specialty.
That's the roadside repair. And we're not even to the rally yet.
Should be a good one.
But yeah, it's been perfect. Good amount of people here, getting excited for the first ride of the day. Start off easy, I hope. And then kind of transition maybe to some medium stuff. But it's always about the adventure, right? What's around the next corner.
Are you stoked to go out and ride with your dad today?
Oh yeah, I'm always stoked to go ride with him. He's hilarious. so we have the cardos that are connected to. Sometimes I have to mute him because he does a lot of heavy breathing. But there's other times where it's really actually funny to listen to him because all you hear is "fuck, god damn it, motherfuck." You hear a lot of fucks, let's just say that. Yeah, and then it's always fun just to see what kind of crash he's going to get into because, like I said, on Tahuya, he just came to a complete stop, forgot to put his feet down, and just right into the bushes. And I was looking at him the whole time. I was like, "What were you doing right there?" He goes, "I don't really know what I was doing."
Yeah, so I the way I kind of got into it, I had the 1200 GS and I got the 690. It was kind of, neither one really for off-road. I wanted kind of one bike for, you always have compromises. So I rode Nick's 790. I'm like, man, this is really, hits that kind of in-between spot. So the 890 was out, so I picked that up. As far as getting it ready, I just put like the basic things on it. I did get the light guard because it is expensive light, and then I put the new pegs on it to try to see, because we're going off-road.
I didn't expect it to be this big. This is way more bikes than I thought it was going to be. But it should be a fun time. I mean, we'll see how the trails are with this many riders, but we'll see what. This is my first time, so I'm excited to get out there. First rally. I'm expecting mainly just fire service roads, gravel, unless we get into the reds and we do some more technical stuff. I think yellows, there will be a little bit of technical, but probably not too much. It'll probably be some easy riding, nothing too technical. But I'm willing to, if you are, go do some technical stuff and take the old man out. But for parts that are gonna probably help me for the day, I got the the headlight guard, obviously, because there's gonna be people in front of me shooting rocks. I did that as like a last-minute effort a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, we got to get this thing in real quick. And then the windscreen is another big one for me because the stock windscreen just hits you right in the forehead and just gives you this wobble effect. Not fun. The other thing that is the 15 tooth, going from a 16 to a 15 tooth sprocket. That's really going to help me out on those if we do get into some technical stuff, because it's that bike they just threw a Duke motor into an adventure bike and called it good. Pretty much until they went to the 890 and then they actually redesigned the engine.
So I was, had the kind of the approach of doing one thing at a time. So I got the pegs on there now, see how that goes, and then try to adjust the next thing. So you're not doing too many things, and then you're like, okay, what worked? Because you did too many things, or what didn't work. So I'm trying to do one at a time, kind of to see, and get a feel for the bike. I don't even, like you said, I haven't even had it off road yet. But on road, it's awesome on road. So, and I heard it's even better off road. So hopefully find out. Just some like easy stuff at first, just to kind of get the feel for the bike, figure out the different modes. It's got like tons of modes, and kind of just enjoy the ride and the scenery, and just kind of ease into learning the bike. That's kind of the main thing.
What were the routes we did?
We did Little Chumstick and Sugarloaf.
And which was your favorite out of those two?
Oh, Sugarloaf for sure. I mean, Little Chumstick was a good little, just kind of, because this is my first ride of the season, so kind of kicked the rust off a little bit for off-road riding. But then, yeah, once I got into Sugarloaf and got into the groove, it was, you're just right at home. Just freedom.
Totally.
Even before we got on the dirt, that road going to Sugarloaf, it was amazing. Valleys and great, it's just beautiful scenery. So nice twisties. So this riding around here, this area here specifically, is top notch. So Sugarloaf, kind of an intermediate, so kind of didn't know what to expect, but wow, I have to say, and I've done the BDRs and I've done some good riding, I have to say that was one of the top 5 rides I've ever done. Vistas were amazing, I mean mountains, lakes, and then always, you know, good company with Nick and Brad. Everybody's just having a good time. The flowers were up there, the smells, and everybody was super friendly that we ran across. A couple guys snoozing that I kind of broke up their little afternoon nap because I thought it was Brad and Nick and it wasn't them, so it happens.
So everybody's really friendly here. We've met a couple of our neighbors here out in the campsite, and everybody's been just so awesome. So I think it's a really good event to come to, and I would suggest anybody who's getting into adventure riding, like that guy's coming here kind of for, it seems like, his first off-road riding lessons, and he's had a good time as well. So I would actually encourage anybody trying to get into it to come to one of these. I was surprised with how amazingly beautiful it was up there. Like, I thought these rides were going to be more like straightforward, so I didn't think there was going to be those ridges, riding those ridges like that. I thought it was going to be more like in deep, like wooded areas, just kind of going, not that much elevation gain, kind of just a flat loop almost in a sense, maybe a little bit of elevation gain. So that really surprised me, was those ridge rides that we did on the Sugarloaf. Those were awesome.
What do you think adventure motorcycling teaches someone who's younger?
You should probably ride as at least with another person. So I think it builds like a team concept, even though it might only be one other person, maybe 2 people, because you're gonna hit some challenges, like a flat tire, or you name it, or a guy, my buddy, we went riding and his fork, the screws that go into the fork snapped. So we had to basically get out of there and come back and get the bike later. So you name it, any day it could be something, It's a good amount of challenge, a lot of height increase. I think we went close to 6,000 feet. I think, we were up there. I mean, our ears popped, and then coming down was a little harder than going up, in my opinion. A lot more, tricky corners, a lot more rocks and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty epic day. Well, I think that's that. I mean, we talked to our neighbors, the young guys that just picked it up, and they're really into, like, hey, the vistas, the camaraderie, just getting out and getting away from, civilization. And that's why I think the sport, not the sport or whatever you call it, is just taken off. And most of the people that you run into, except for maybe a few social vampires, everybody's pretty nice.
Dude, so dope.
I stopped. I thought those were you guys.
Yeah,
were those guys?
this is
I
awesome,
stopped.
man.
Stopped the bike. Guy leans right. I'm like, oh,
Wasn't it 2 GSs?
Yeah.
yeah. But I saw the gray GS in the back. I didn't look up front.
Oh.
I go, oh, you guys snoozing? He goes, yeah. I go, sorry to interrupt. Thought you were somebody else. They kind of giggled. I got back on my bike.
No, it's perfect for you. It's
You say
perfect.
it's challenging?
Just right.
Just right.
Just right.
That's where you want to be. In the spot where you're actually learning a little bit new, you're like getting a little bit of challenge, but you're still not worried about hurting yourself.
Well, you gotta still be careful because those ruts will grab you if you don't watch out. That sand.
Yeah. You either go in it or you get on top of it and stay on top of it.
I was trying to always get around it, and sometimes logs would be in the way. I try to pick the best line.
Howard, you're not the best at line picking.
Don't tell me what I'm not good at. You're ahead of me, so you don't know what I'm doing.
When you come up 45 minutes later and say, I just crashed, hit a stump, and did all this.
Well, that's different. That's Tahuya.
I think you're...
That's just an ass whooping.
Oh, this is a toasty day out here. We are on our last day of the Touratech Rally and the last ride. So we decided to stop on the trail. We're currently doing Derby. We're riding the Derby trail and it's pretty beautiful. I would say the Derby trail actually, the road is actually more fun. There's not as many vistas, but you've got ruts to contend with. You've got a lot of loose stuff in the corners. It's actually a lot more fun to ride. And I don't know, we're not done yet. So, I don't know, let's see what these guys think. Nick, what do you think about the Derby trail?
A lot of fun so far. A little bit more technical riding than yesterday's course. That sandy area was pretty fun on the cliffside. Actually, I think my favorite part was the ruts. I loved riding in those.
Yeah.
The tight turns in that rutted area, that was actually a lot of fun. I wish there was more of that.
Yeah.
Or turn around and go back up.
Do it both ways.
Yeah.
That would be fun. That would be fun. One of the things with the Touratech rides, they give you a direction. So it's pretty great because for the most part, you know that you're not going to be contending with a bunch of bikes. Of course, you want to remain on your side of the road, especially when it's just a single lane. But that's kind of a nice little feature of these rides. The GPS tracks come with a direction and it helps keep people going the same direction. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
They did a really good job scouting and mapping all these.
Yeah,
tracks
they
out.
did. They did. That was,
Did their due diligence.
yeah, that's really one of the highlights of this is they just give you all the GPS tracks and you just go ride and have a great time.
And that's the thing, it gives you for free, and then you have them now for forever. So,
Yeah.
Midsummer, end of summer, if you feel like coming back up and riding again, you already got the tracks.
Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
It's gone by too fast, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Craigster, what do you think about this last ride?
Yeah, I agree with Nick. It was a little more technical. Those ruts, they were, I had to go really slow. You had to pick a good line, and sometimes you just couldn't. There was no good line, so you did the best you could. And yeah, it was pretty good. Going uphill, I think, would be tougher, but so far, so good. It's a beautiful ride.
Yeah. On the GS, I was going through the rutted section, and some dirt bikers came up behind me. And on one right turn, I've got it on the GoPro, but there were two big rocks, and I saw them at the last moment. I tried to switch sides, but the rut was so deep I couldn't climb the front tire up to the other side, and the bike tried to wash out, and I had to dab a foot down really hard, and the bike didn't go down, but the dirt biker behind me was like, whoa!
Yeah, I could see that. That's easy to do there.
Yeah, but it's good because it's given just the right amount of challenge. So you have to stay focused, you have to stay in the moment, you have to think about what you're doing, you know, and you're not always going to pick a good line. So
As a turnaround.
vistas were pretty good today.
Oh yeah, yeah. There were a bunch of vistas that we came across, and there was a lot of kind of snaking in a little bit and then coming back out, seeing the vista, then snaking back in a little bit and then coming back out. So that was really cool.
Some downhill sections where there were turns as well.
Oh yeah, they had some nice hairpins on the downhill, so that kept you on your toes. Then there was one rock that kind of threw me off balance a little bit. My rear foot, or my right foot, came off the peg, and I whiskey throttled it and almost shot off the cliff. Luckily, I was able to transfer my weight to my left side and save it before that happened. But yeah, that was a little hairy situation.
What skills do you think you improved on, or maybe found like, oh, that's something I could work on?
The rear brake is something I need to work on a little bit better, utilizing that more. Other than that, I think I've just staying focused on, not getting lax on because a 4-hour ride, you start to get a little complacent, a little tired, a little worn down. So you start maybe making some mistakes, so maybe work on cardio, get a little cardio up, and then that way you can ride a little longer and stay top form.
Oh, it was a long one. They said 4 hours, and I think we were right at 4 hours. It had some good stops. A little more challenging than yesterday, but scenic, good ride, a lot of good stuff. Just getting to know the bike a little more, and just trying to work on some stuff too. Some those turns. That's probably the hardest for me. Those tight little turns when you're going slow. So, but other than that, it was a great day.
In what ways do you think adventure motorcycling is helping you to become a better person, become a better focused individual?
That's really it. Doing adventure motorcycling, you had to stay focused on what the task in front of you. So that, and then there might be, we didn't run into too hard of stuff to get through this weekend, but there will be those times where you run into something that's really difficult. Just having the endurance and the perseverance and the will to get through it, and that goes with everyday life right there. Work, obviously, relationships. So that correlates with all that and kind of hits home if I need to focus on doing all this stuff even in my normal day life.
So it's the last day. We're gonna leave. You think you'll be coming back?
Yep, for sure. Next year I'll be here. Probably even gonna be riding next weekend. Definitely.
I think this is my 4th or 5th.
And do you think you'll come back?
Oh yeah. This is it's close. It's beautiful. It's well run. Water, showers, everything. Porta potties are clean. Meet great people. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Is there anything you want to add?
I packed too much shit again. Gotta pack less. Still try to work on the bag stuff, the new bike. So just trying to, not have a bunch of junk on there. Just what I need, right? So that's constantly working that, whittling it down.